Hi, this is Hamid, and today is day second of learning web development. So let's get started. Yup. Hi. HTML table styling. Use CSS to make your tables look better. HTML tables, zebra stripes. If you add a background color on every table, if you add a background color on every other table row, you will get a nice zebra stripes effect. Okay. Combine. HTML table call groups. If you want to style the first two columns of a table, use the call group and call element. Okay. If you want to style the first two columns of a table, use the call group and call element. Okay. The call group element should be used as a container for the column specifications. Each group is specified with a call element, the span attribute specified. Okay. Let's try it. Span to column, row, column. Yeah, I know that. Width, visibility, background border, which is visibility. The visibility, the visibility properties specify whether or not a element is visible. Hidden elements still take up space on the page. Oh, 44% completed. HTML lists. So this is an order list. This is the order list. Unordered HTML list and unordered list start with the hmm, order list, HTML list, and an order list start with OLLI. Yep. So this is the order list, and these are the list items. Description description lists. What is the correct tag name for list items? Li. Which one is not a legal element in HTML? True or false? The list items in ordered list will be marked with small black circles by default. True. Wrong, false? Nothing. The list items in ordered list will be marked. Oh, false. So let's. This is description list. Then we have D DT DT. Table data is name. Then we have table data, which is Hamid. Hi, Korewa Kantan this Kantan. Next. What is HTML unordered list? So in ordered list we use OL, and in ordered list unordered list we use UL. So UL tag defines bullet lists. Bulleted lists. Yep. Okay. The CSS list type style type property. Okay. Square and none. So therefore list types type circle square. Oh, list style type. Okay. So this is nested. So this is the nested HTML lists. Unordered list. Yep. Horizontal list with CSS. HTML lists can be styled in many different ways with CSS. One popular way is to style a list horizontally to create a navigation menu. What is the correct CSS property to use when defining the style of a list marker of list style type? Next, add a list item with the text coffee inside the UL. So we have li, then we have closing tag. Finish the finish the HTML code to make an unordered list. So we have to make the unordered list. So yep, use CSS to display squares instead of bullets. List style type is equal to square. Rome. List style type square. List style type colon square 47% completed. Yup. Oh, navigation bar, navigation menu. Yup, 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 yup. Hmm. I have to open the. Okay. Hmm. So first we have H2 with navigation menu, paragraph is lorem. Then we have another list in. Then we have home, about, contact. This is, I think it's not this. So let's add link dot css style. Okay. So we have another list. We have placed an anchor tag. So we have first let's add margin padding 0. Then we have another list which is list type none. Background color is 333. Overflow hidden. Margin padding 00. Okay. Let's add list float left. Why? So we have, let's see why it changes. Hmm. Display block. What will happen to display block? Color white. Color white. Okay. Now we have red line center. None. Oh. Oh. So we can also use start attribute in order list. So we have order list and we have start with 50 number. So it start with 50, 50, 51, 52. Okay. So we have right here the type. Okay, okay. So this is the nested HTML lists. Lists can be nested lists inside lists. Okay. Order list के अंदर order list के अंदर wow. What is the correct HTML attribute used by defining the type of the list item marker of order list? Marker, list style, list type. Why? What is the correct? No. Oh, it's type, simple type. Finish the HTML code to make an order list. Type is equal to a, yeah. Oh, type is equal to colons, double colons and capital A. Yep. Hi. Use the correct HTML attribute to display uppercase Roman numbers. So what is the correct uppercase Roman numbers? It's type. Roman numbers. Next though, HTML other lists description list. Eh? I. What is the correct tag name for description list? DL. It's lagging a lot. Wow. So this is the day 2 of learning HTML. Right now I'm drinking this Fruta Vital sparkling fruit drink. The flavor is pomegranate. なんかこれめっちゃ美味しい。めっちゃ美味しいよ、これ。わあ、めっちゃ美味しい。Use the correct HTML element to make a description of each term in the description list. The first is DD, DH, data. This is DD. This is DD and this is also table data. This is table head. I don't know what was the first of DD. DD. Oh, table headers. Yep, it's DD. HTML tutorial 49% is complete. So right now I'm doing the W3 schools. I'm reading the I'm reading the W3 school documentation. So this is day 2. HTML block and inline elements. Every HTML element has a default display value depending on what type of element it is. The two most common display values and are blocked in inline. I think the block elements, level elements are those who takes full width. Yeah, a block level element always take up the full width available. So the block level elements uh, takes the full width of its parent. No, it takes up the full width available as far as can, stretches out to left and right as far as can. Okay, so block level elements start always on a new line. So paragraph tag and div tag is a block level element. Okay, so these are the block level elements. Address, div, footer, main section, articles, description tag, form tag, nav tag, table tag, aside tags, etc. Inline elements are those. Oh, an inline element only takes up as much width as necessary. So an inline element does not start on a new line. So this is a span. So span is an inline element, and so here are the inline elements in HTML. So these are anchor tag, break line tag. This is italic tag, object, small, time, table, abbreviation. Okay, the div element. The div element is often used as a container for other HTML elements. So we use div as a container. Okay. So this is a div. We use this div as a container, and inside of this div we have added the h2 tag and the paragraph tag. This span element is an inline container used to mark up a part of a text as a part of a document. Hmm. Ah, HTML div elements is used as a container for I know that. So div element contain full width of its. I think class and ID are most common. Style is not as common as the class and ID attributes. So we know that div can be also be used as a container result. Okay. Center line div. If you have a div element that is not 100% white, you want and you want to center line it, set the CSS margin property to auto. Okay, let's try. Where star? Okay. Mhm. So if we remove this, mhm, then we add like weight 500 pixel, width margin auto. Oh, oh, now got it. The float property. The CSS float property was not originally meant to line div. Okay. So dot is used in CSS for class. Okay. Inline inline block. If you change the div element display property from block to inline block, the div element will no longer add a line break after before and after and will be displayed side by side instead of on top of each other. How do you display? Flex grid. Um, it's CSS, not HTML. Oh, inline blocks. Okay. The CSS Flexbox layout module was introduced to make it easier to design flexible, responsive layout structure without I know Flexbox and Grid. So the CSS Grid layout module offers a grid-based layout system with rows and columns, making it easier to design web pages without sound almost like the same as Plus, but has the ability to define more than one row and position. Okay, so we use grid container display grid template columns is 33% left. Consider following covered div style is equal to width 200 pixel margin auto London. So consider the following code. Div style is width 200 pixel, so it has width of 200 pixel and margin auto, so it's in the middle, center line. Hi, Sai Seiko. True or false? You cannot align div elements side by side. Yup, false. It's true. You can. One of the following statement is true about the div element. Which one? By default, div element with a yellow background? No. By default, div element comment border? No. By default, div element comment line break? 52% completed. The HTML class attribute. I know about class attribute. If we use the class city in the CSS, we will use dot city. I know that. Span. Oh, yep. Oh, this is the yep. I know that. The sentence for class is dot with a period character, and we use curly brackets. Padding 10 pixel. So this is a box border. Padding is inside the box and margin is outside the box. Okay. So if we yep, so we can give multiple classes to each element, each tag, but we can't give multiple IDs to a single tag. Different elements can share same class. I know that. True or false? The class name is case sensitive. True. What is meant by case sensitive? Also, capital and lower case letters are different. Okay, 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 okay. In the style section, create a class sector named special. Class selector dot special. Just click dot special. Then we have color property to blue. And a correct class to make HTML red. Class my style. Or a psycho. Add two classes to the H1 element to make the background pink and the color red. Add two classes to the H1 element to make the background pink and the color red. Add two classes to the H1 element. So I have to add two classes. So class selector. Then we have the first one is intro, comma, comma. I don't know. Comma is used here? No, it's not comma. Special. Let's watch WC Schools.
Vibe Coding 101 Part 3.
Today, let's learn about the HTML ID attribute. This specifies a unique ID for an HTML element. The ID is a way to reach a specific element in a page, kind of like shouting a name in a crowd. Hey, Bill! And is very versatile too. It can be used as an identifier for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Let's look at an example for each of these. In CSS, to select an element with a specified ID, write a hashtag character and then the ID of the element, just like that. Now let's see how we can use it in HTML. In HTML, you can use the ID as a bookmark. Anyway, HTML bookmarks are used to allow readers to jump to specific parts of a web page. This is very handy if your web page is very, very long. Want to make your own bookmark? First, insert the ID attribute and then add a link to it. When that link is clicked, the page will scroll right to the section of the bookmark. You can even jump to a bookmark from another page. But remember how I said you could use this in JavaScript? Let's go over to that. JavaScript can access an element with a specified ID by using the getElementById method. See? You can use the ID attribute to manipulate text with JavaScript. Want to learn more about JavaScript? Then head on over to the JavaScript tutorial. Before we finish this lesson, let's go over some rules for the HTML ID attribute. 1. The ID attribute can be used on any HTML element. 2. The ID value is case sensitive. 3. The ID value must contain at least one character and must never contain white spaces. And 4. Each ID must be unique within the page. Two elements cannot share the same ID. That's all I have for the ID attribute. Say goodbye, Bill.
Goodbye, Bill. Matane. So this is the ID. Camel casing. Camel casing. And now we can use ID. Dot get element by ID. So we can use that.コーディング今難しいじゃないよ。はい。Add the correct HTML attribute to make right. ID is equal to my header so I have to make an ID selector name header. Dot header. Then we have to add a color property to blue. Then we have to close the tag and Nande dot it's hashtag special then we have to add color is black blue then HTML buttons let user interact with the web page. They can submit forms, run JavaScript, or trigger different actions when clicked. Wow! Konnichiwa, sayonara, kochi kochi kite sayonara. HTML buttons I know button click me class ID What is this? A disabled button. Use the disabled but attribute to make a button unclickable. Button disabled. What is this? Oh, oh, I know that. JavaScript. You can run JavaScript. So this is a disabled. On click alert. Hello, click me. So if I click the button, alert pops up. Alert menu pops up. Button types. So the has type button, type submit form, type reset. Oh, reset. I know iframes. Next, 56% completed. HTML iframes. An HTML iframe is used to display a web page within a web page. Oh, I know that. Use iframe source, title, description, iframe, yep. Height, width, title. I know that also. Sharp, you can remove the border, you can add a border, you can target for a link, name. In which iframes attribute can be specified URL source is Kantan Disha. Create an iframe with a URL address that goes to hello, 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 hello. So we can use an iframe attribute to make the iframe 500 pixel wide. So width 500 pixel. So don't need to add a pixel. Use CSS to display an iframe with no border. Style border none. Iframe default. Is it closing tag? Iframe congratulated the HTML from JavaScript. HTML JavaScript. My first JavaScript. So we have so we have h1 my first JavaScript. Okay, then we have a paragraph with id demo. Okay, then we have the script. We have buttons. We have button. We type button. Inside the button, they have click me on display date and time. Hmm. So now we have to add JavaScript. How to add JavaScript? Script source script.js. On click is equal to document dot get element by id. Then we have the demo dot inner html date. So document is means web page. So I'm getting something from the HTML page. So that's mean. So this is document. So dot get element by ID means I'm telling the HTML to get something from me. From oh, I'm telling the HTML to get something from the document. So I'm telling the HTML to find the HTML element whose ID is like button. Fetch this. Okay. Hmm. Okay. 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 What is dot add even listener means? Listen of a click to listen for a click on this particular screen here. Oh, so it means JavaScript is add event listener means JavaScript is waiting here. So I've gave the click. मतलब मैं click करूँगा तो काम चलेगा आगे. Okay. Then we made a function. It's like so I made a function. Function क्या बनाया मैंने बनाया function document dot get element by ID Now I want to fetch what? Demo. Demo inside the function. So I'm saying it. JavaScript is saying, let's break it. So this code tells us to find demo from HTML. This is okay. Oh, what is inner HTML means? What is dot inner HTML means? Put text inside the element. Oh, is equal to new date. New date. Okay. Now let's code without now seeing. Let's code by memory. So I have this is so I have H1 my first JavaScript code JavaScript code. Then we have add button type is also button. So click me display date and time. Now let's make ID btn button. So I have one paragraph ID. No ID. How to do that? Paragraph colon ID. No paragraph paragraph. Then we have ID is demo. I it's div ID paragraph. No, it was what was it? Hashtag demo. Yep. Paragraph give the ID demo. Now this is JavaScript. Then we have script script.js. This is JavaScript. Let's add dot document dot get element by ID. Now I need what from button? We need dot add. I'm telling the JavaScript to do what? जब मैं click करूँगा तब वो करेगा on. Then we add function. Function के बाद हम डालते हैं parenthesis. Then we add close the function. Okay. Okay. So now I have tell JavaScript to click function ला रहा हूँ मैं डॉक्यूमेंट से आपने फेच करना है get element by ID. get element by id, which is demo, which is demo, and dot inner dot inner html is equal to what? New date, new date, new new date. So this is JavaScript. Yep, today is Tuesday, 23 December 2025. Time is 7:32 p.m. and I'm live. I'm right now in Pakistan. So this is correcto information. Hi. Arigato. The HTML script tag used to define JavaScript में जाने का है. So we use document dot get element by id dot inner html. I want to get oh from I forgot the demo is equal to hello JavaScript code document get element by id demo dot inner html. Then I use so hello. All right though. What is the non-script tag? The HTML non-script tag defines alternate content to display to user that have disabled script in the browser or have a browser that does not support scripts. Hmm. これは何だろうわかりません。わかんない。In which HTML element do we put JavaScript? Script. Simple. Next. Simple get element by ID. Text size. Style. Font size. Font size. It's not font size. I'm writing right. Style. Font size. Okay. S is capital. Red. Style. Color red. Use JavaScript to change image source from screen.pm to smiley.gif. Source documento. Hi.